Hey guys, Salta here with my second Starcraft II cast. We're going to jump right into this one because it is going to be a fairly quick game. It normally is a 2v2, but we were stuck on the loading screen for about 5 minutes and my buddy disconnected, so I'm actually having to control both my base and his. We are both Protoss versus Sikoru, looks like, Blue Terran, and Red Zerg uninstalled. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to be pulling this probe up here. He's going to be dropping a pylon, and this is basically going to be the exact definition of a cheese game. Now, if you don't know, cheese refers to all-in attack, basically, when you're putting everything you have into one big frontal assault as quickly as possible. Now, when you have a disconnect like this, it's really hard to keep up because you're dealing with two separate economies and you're having to control double the units. It's basically a total micro fest because you have two people versus one is really what it boils down to. You got Blue Terran putting down a barracks real early here and a spawning pool about halfway done. Now, at this pylon, I am dropping a gateway right outside their base here. You can see there's a little ramp. Anything that rushes is probably going to go straight through the middle and right into our territory. I do have a pylon down at Light Blue's base, and I'm pulling this probe up north as well. Let's see, uninstall, getting a second overlord out, still pumping out drones so that he has a real nice big economy. Spawning pool nearly done, and looks like this barracks is just about finished. So, real standard so far, except for this real close, they call it a proxy from what I understand, is building right outside their base so you can basically generate units, and it's a really short walk, just right down one ramp and up another, and you're right inside their base. You don't have to move units across the entire map. Actually lifting off this barracks, I'm not sure where he's going with that. Dropping down a reactor. Now, reactors for Terran are going to let you pump out units 2 at a time with this barracks, so you'll have a lot of unit production. And finally getting Light Blue up here, dropping down a pylon, and now putting out gateways. Now, I saved up my energy on my Nexus so that I can chrono boost these zealots. They're going to come out at 50% faster speed, and I'm already putting their rally on this zealot right here, so anything that spawns is going to go straight to this guy and going to follow him right up into the base. Now we got 6 Zerglings here, 2 more Zerglings coming up, going to group up with them. So Red's getting really pushy right now. He's getting ready to hit, and I'm just now pulling in these zealots, harassing Blue. I'm still working on my base and trying to micro these units. I shouldn't have been hitting this barracks. I should have been wailing on these SCVs, but you know, stuff happens. Now these Zerglings finally moving in here. They're actually attacking these pylons. So same problem that I'm having up at Blue's base, Red is having down here. He's not managing that army very well. He should be hitting these probes. I pull all of my probes off the line. I managed to push back these Zerglings. They're going to kite me around a little bit through the map. And finally, 4 gateways out now. Everything's rallied up to these zealots up here. He pulls all of his zealots off the line, so it's a very close game both ways. We're both mirroring each other, basically. He kills off all of my zealots. SCVs go back to work, and he's got Marines coming out of both of these buildings now. Double production on one of them. And I'm not sure if I agree with that, because if you have one barracks with one reactor, you could have been putting out almost the same number of Marines, and you'd save yourself a lot of minerals. Now, finally got all my probes up here. I decided, what the heck at this point, you know, if it's going to be a real cheese, you might as well go all in. Pulled all my probes up, pulled all Blues off the mineral line. Probably wasn't a good idea in hindsight, but I really needed those extra units to just soak damage and keep my zealots alive. Now, you see here the Marines basically pulling the zealot around. I'm not going to manage too much. He didn't micro well enough. He should have been pulling them back a lot earlier than that. All these Zerglings taking out nearly every probe I have, but we still have all 4 of these gateways, most of them still producing units. Looks like I'm going to get 2 more total, and not much left here. These Zerglings still going in trying to harass these zealots. He finally gets 1 out safely. Should have pulled out a little bit earlier than that so he could have massed more units. And you see, neither of these Begs producing Marines right now because he doesn't have the minerals. Pulling his SCVs off the line again. Marines getting slaughtered because they weren't pulled back in time. All these SCVs are going to go down. 1 left in the back with 2 Marines, and he's still trying to push. Red's still trying to push with just 2 little Zerglings here. 4 more going south, but there's nothing left down there. Just a couple Nexuses, and all the Marines getting taken out. 2 Zerglings left right here. I got 2 zealots to deal with them, and if you look, blue has 28 minerals, no SCVs, so he is completely out of the game at this point. He can't produce any more units. I don't know this, actually, so I'm still pushing blue as hard as I can. Kind of splitting up my forces, trying to get this marine down. I assume that he's still pumping out units out of these barracks, because I'm just so adrenaline pumped right now, I'm not really paying attention. And taking out a couple Zerglings, he pulls all of his Zerglings back here, so his units are split up right now. Finally, he's got a few more Zerglings at the base here, and a Queen ready to defend, but he's got 5, 6 Zerglings back here that aren't doing anything. They gotta catch up. A lot of Zerglings going down there, not much he can do about that. Zealots are just so powerful against these little units. Every time he pulls the Queen back, I go after Zealots, or every time he pulls the Queen back, I go after Zerglings. Every time he pulls the Zerglings back, I go after the Queen, chasing her around. I can't catch up, so I just decide to take out some drones. Finally take out that Queen. Blue leaves the game, kill off all the Zerglings, and good game by red. Managed to hold off 2 really decent players with just myself and my other guy's base. I don't know if I would have won this if light blue stuck around. It's really hard to say it like that, but, you know, thanks for watching, guys. It was a real fun game for me. I hope you liked that.